On today's episode of Warehouse Safety Tips, we're going to be talking about avoiding slips and falls in the workplace. So stay tuned.
Welcome to Warehouse Safety Tips. If you're a seasoned vodcast viewer, this vodcast is going to be different from most that you watch. It's based around exactly what the name implies, Warehouse Safety Tips. And since the people in this industry are busy, we know that time is money, so each episode will be as short and to the point as possible. And now, with all that out of the way, let's get to the vodcast.
Here in the United States, summer is still in full swing, but fall and winter are on the way. And with those seasons comes wetness and slips and falls. So what do you do to make sure that you can avoid that? The answer can be found in just a few tips, but first, let's explain why it's so important. Slips and falls cause so many days of missed work, fatalities, and OSHA violations, all things that you want to actively avoid. And like most things in the workplace that happen, they can be avoided. So if you follow these tips, it'll be a great way to get started. First and foremost, try to make sure that everyone at your facility wears slip-proof shoes. So anti-slip soles wherever applicable. Encourage people to stamp their feet and wipe their feet off on mats to get rid of any wetness, snow, or ice that they might accidentally bring into the facility. If you have mats down, or if you have anti-slip tape, grit paint, or mats in areas where things get wet, that would be great. If you have vehicles or any sort of machines that have leaks, try your best to repair them, but if you can't repair them, contain them, and do that with a spill kit containment product of some sort. The next thing is, if you see a spill, make sure that you report it to maintenance as soon as possible. If possible, try to stay with the spill and have someone else go so no one can get hurt. Make sure that you mop it up or contain it as soon as possible, and then make sure that you put out all sorts of signs or cones to indicate that there's an area that's wet. If you do these things and you do your best to follow them, you can actively avoid all these slips and falls that could be potential hazards in the workplace. And that's exactly what we're looking to do. So we appreciate you being part of another Warehouse Safety Tips. And now, a word from one of our sponsors.
You want an organized workspace. You want a safe and efficient way to lay out your shop or warehouse. But it takes forever to mask and paint the floor lines, only to watch them fade and smear and have to do it all over again. The solution? Mighty Line Tape. Mighty Line floor tape is simply the most durable floor tape available. It's 7 times thicker than most other floor tapes. It's beveled on the edges so it can handle an army of forklifts. And it comes up anytime with no scraping and no residue. Why mess with the mess and the fumes of floor paint when Mighty Line has the rolls, shapes, colors, and signs that fall right in line with 5S standards? There's a place for everything, and everything has its place. That's why we're here. There's only one American-made Mighty Line tape, the only durable stripe.
You can find the show notes to each episode, links to information mentioned on the vodcast, the social media platforms we're on, and anything else related to the vodcast at warehousesafetytips.com. And if you want to catch our podcast and or request a sample pack of Mighty Line, visit mightylinetape.com/safety tips. Thank you for watching Warehouse Safety Tips and have a safe day.